It is nearly Halloween. Can you guess how much I love Halloween? I'm gonna bring you 5 Halloween movies you have to watch, especially if you're a total wimp, because as much as I love Halloween, I cannot deal with actual horror movies. I just can't do it. Number 5, The Book of Life. The Book of Life is kind of a Halloween movie, kind of totally not a Halloween movie, but I really love it, so it's going in the lineup and you can't tell me what to do. It's animated, and it is suitable for families. It is gorgeous to begin with, like visually completely stunning. The story is really, really lovely. It's essentially about a guy who is in love with a woman. He has to go into the afterlife. There's a whole thing. It's really, really gorgeous. It's really amazing, and it has a really nice kind of like sunny outlook on the afterlife, which is quite sweet. A lot of it revolves around the Day of the Dead and that whole sort of celebration. Also, the songs in it are incredible. So that's kind of like a nice family-friendly one, which leads me on to the next one, which is absolutely not family-friendly, which is number 4. 80s classic, The Lost Boys. This is like my favourite movie of all time ever, like top of my list, number 1 spot always. 80s vampires, like do you need any more explanation? It's really stylized, the outfits are incredible, the hair is amazing, Kiefer Sutherland has a white mullet. You need to watch The Lost Boys. Like, that is like a rule that on Halloween you must watch The Lost Boys. The music's incredible, the visuals are incredible, the lines are just the most quotable thing.
Burn rubber does not mean warp speed!
Number 3. Number 3 is another family-friendly one, and that is Monster Squad. Now, I have met a staggering amount of people who have not even heard of Monster Squad, and that is a travesty. It is pretty family-friendly. It's essentially all the Universal monsters, so like Frankenstein, Wolfman, etc. They all exist, and these kids basically go on an adventure with them. It's kind of like the Goonies, but with those monsters. It's so much fun. It's a really perfect like Halloween season movie because it's really, really good fun. It's not all that scary. If you want sort of 80s action adventure in the vein of the Goonies, but plus classic monsters, like, why would you not watch that? Number 2 is another very adult one. I'm pretty sure it's an 18 and it's definitely earned that certificate, and that is The Voices. You might have seen this one scroll past on your Netflix, and I'm telling you, it's worth watching, especially if you like black comedies, which I really do, in the vein of like Heathers and The Cable Guy, stuff like that. The Voices very much falls into that. It's a lot black comedy, a little bit actual horror, and a little bit kind of like weirdly emotional. I love it. It's Ryan Reynolds, and he is incredible in it. It had a really small limited release when it came out in cinemas, so a lot of people missed it. I was eagerly awaiting it, and it was better than I ever could have dreamed of. Ryan Reynolds is a guy, works in a small town, then things go very wrong. He essentially ends up accidentally killing a woman and keeping her head in his fridge. The head talks to him, as do his pet cat and pet dog, and it really spirals from there, but I loved it. And yeah, like I said, there's definitely some like actual horror slashery elements in there, which is about as far into horror as I go, but it's honestly amazing. It's one of my favorites. It's not going to be for everybody. You really have to be into black comedy like as a whole genre, but if you are, I'm pretty sure you'll love it, and it's on UK Netflix at the moment, so go and watch that if you're old enough. Number 1. Another one of my favourite movies of all time, and that is ParaNorman. ParaNorman is by Laika Studios, Laika who did Coraline, The Box Trolls, etc. ParaNorman is about a little boy who can see and speak to dead people, so he hangs out with his dad Nan quite a lot. It is kid friendly, it's family friendly, it might be a little bit spooky, but I think it's just the right amount of spooky, and I love it. It's so nice. That's another one that's made me cry. The animation is stunning, it's all stop motion and it's just gorgeous. The premise is really, really cool. The story that it takes you on with sort of, there's zombies in it, there's witches in it, there's just the best combination of things to make it not only a great movie but a really great Halloween movie. Honestly, everyone has to watch ParaNorman. I don't know anyone that wouldn't enjoy this because it's honestly incredible. Please do yourselves a favour and watch ParaNorman, whether you watch it over Halloween, afterwards, before, whatever. Just please watch ParaNorman because it is gorgeous, and not enough people seem to have seen it, and it's one of those movies that really deserves to be seen and deserves to be celebrated because it really is incredible. So those were 5 movies that you should totally watch. I have a bonus one. If you do like The Voices and you like stuff like The Cable Guy and Heathers, dark comedies of that vein, I also seriously recommend checking out Life After Beth. That again I think is on UK Netflix. Dane DeHaan, who I think is the most fabulous actor ever. He was in Chronicle and Aubrey Plaza. It's another black comedy. Basically, she is Beth. Dane DeHaan plays her boyfriend. She ends up dying, if you like, and turning into a zombie. And he has to kind of deal with that situation. It came out kind of under the shadow of that other awful zombie movie with Nicholas Hoult in, so it doesn't seem to have got the attention it deserved. Again, it's fantastic. I have been looking forever for something that was very similar in tone to Heathers and have never been able to find it. Heathers and Cable Guy are like two of my favourites, that's why I keep mentioning them, and I've been looking for something similar to those forever and randomly found it in Life After Beth. Like, it is just the right levels of like darkness plus comedy for me. I thought it was really funny. There's some great physical comedy in there as well. It really is brilliant and hilarious and perfect. Again, that's gonna not be one for kids. There are some spooky Halloween recommendations for those of you like me who are big wimps and can't deal with actual horror movies. So I hope you enjoy those. I hope you have a spooky Halloween, and I will see you on the dark side.